We have Hashish Saab with us, and I'm thoroughly enjoying our discussion. Hashish Saab, cricket and beyond, and we've delved into politics as well, a little of it.
Yeah.
Is cricket somehow? It's been a very old debate that, especially when we talk about India and Pakistan, and people think that cricket and politics should not be bind, and India has an argument that no, the politics and the kind of relationships we have, it actually transcends into sports as well. So can we or the both countries see them separately?
No, they can't.
They can't.
No, but not possible. Um, you know, you India is a thriving democracy. It has remained a democracy since its inception. We have not, one way or the other, we have never been a democracy, a true democracy. But in a true democracy, you have to be answerable to your voters. So if something happens, you have to come up with an answer. You have to come up with a solution. You have to come up with a reaction. You know, when US started invading other countries, in most cases, it is basically to satisfy the political need, because you know their constituents expect them to retaliate one way or the other. That triggered a Iraq war. That triggered a Afghan war. Justified or not, that's a different question. But you have to do that. So everything at the end of the day, there's this plaque on the table of, I think it was Theodore Roosevelt, which says the buck stops here. So so the buck stops somewhere. Somebody has to answer for everything. So you can't have a war with another country. You can't blame another country for act of terrorism, for example. Justified or not, I don't say. Proven or not, I don't say. But once you do that, you cannot have a cordial relationship on the field of sports or in the field or in the finance field. That just does not, uh, looks okay to anybody, to the voters. So that is something that you have to do. So on the political front, you have to improve your relationship. I don't know what is our problem because we have a strained relationship with all our neighbors.
True.
We don't go well with India, we don't go well with Iran, we don't go well with Afghanistan, so
not even Bangladesh,
or even Bangladesh, not our neighbor, so we don't share a
that's
border.
yeah.
So uh, is it everybody's fault or is it our fault? One has to judge. But I don't think that cricket is going to return to its normalcy in the subcontinent till such time that we show the genuine political will to not engage in aggressive, to not show the aggressive intent to harm another country. Neither we nor India, actually, we have to come to the table and talk about it. India is our neighbor. India is a big market. Pakistan is not a small market either. So India and Pakistan, the business of peace has to start someday.
Okay. So back in your teens, when India used to visit Pakistan,
Yes.
and Pakistan used to visit India,
Yes.
can you reflect on that and suggest that whether those tours they helped bridge the gap between the?
Oh yes, definitely. Even not in my teens, even in my either midlife or a later life, actually, we have seen India visiting Pakistan.
Till 2005, I guess.
India visited Pakistan when Dhoni was the captain, and we have seen the hospitality that Pakistan extended. We have seen the kind of you know mutual admiration and mutual love that we have seen in the field. We have seen kids who have painted half of their faces in Indian flag and half their faces in Pakistani flag. We have seen that. That's not that distant past. So that has happened. That has happened. That means that you have shown love to your Indian friends, and Indians have reciprocated.
Yeah,
and afterwards, I have listened to Savara Bhaskar, I think her name is, and there are other celebrities who have come, and everybody was all praised for Pakistani hospitality. So, it cannot happen that you praise a country one day and next day you want your country to invade that. It's not going to happen. No? These two things don't go. So that is something that we have seen in the recent past. Maybe it looks like a distant memory to you because I'm more of an older dinosaur. So for me, it was a recent past. So I've seen that. Why can't it be replicated?
Yeah,
why can't
it appears
be
a
done
distant
again?
reality now. But
Yeah, why can't it be done again? But then that happens. Then prime minister landed in Pakistan. Then the other day, something happens in Pathankot, something happens in Uri, something happens somewhere else,
Yes.
something happens in Pulwama, Bombay attacks, something. One way or the other, you trace it back, you find out, there's this problem.
True.
Every country, India and Pakistan have their problems. We have their problems since our split, one way or the other. I don't want to go into details of who to blame and what to do. But just if you ignore India for the moment, in Pakistan, we have exported extremists across the globe. The other day, I was seeing this video from Sham, from Syria. There's a Pakistani guy fighting with Syrian rebels, and he recorded a video in the mosque and calling his Ustaji that we have done that. So has India done? India has not done that. I know there are extremists in India. I know there is a Bal Thackeray in India. I know there is a Bal Thackeray's son in India. I know there is a Yogi in India. I know there is a Modi in India, but they have not exported it.
True.
It is pretty much home concentrated. We have, unfortunately, we were unable to control the non-state actors who have exported this across the globe. So once we stop that, once we uh, rein our non-state actors in, and once we know that this is not the way to go, we should export nurses, we should export doctors, we should export engineers, we should not export extremists.
True. And we should export cricketers for that matter.
We should
or
export
sports.
cricketers as well.
Yes.
Yes.
I remember Ashish Saab. I'm sure you must remember the series that I think that was. That was the best cricket series that I have a memory of between Pakistan and India. Pakistan went there and ended up winning 4-2. Rana Naveedul Hassan was man of the series, and Salman Butt, Inzamam, and all those guys, they performed so well. And I think that really boosted these cricketers playing in India in front of. I remember it in Gordon's Calcutta, 93,000 plus people, and Salman Butt goes there and scores 100, and he becomes an almost a hero in Pakistan, and then he became the captain. He ruined it, but that's another point. But playing with India and kind of the talent and the potential that India offers, and the crowd and the pressure.
And then we played in the first IPL as well.
True. Yeah. Yes, we did that. So
now with Sohail Tanvir earning a purple cap. So
yeah, true. So, getting back to something more tangible for our cricket listeners, basically a lot of youngsters are watching. Uh, Coming back to what's happening right now in Pakistan cricket or in international cricket, Pakistan is in South Africa right now, and today they have their second match against South Africa. They struggled against Zimbabwe, but
they struggle against every team.
They do, but I think it's okay
Yeah,
to if you're not playing Rizwan, if you're not playing Babar, if you're not playing Shaheen, and you expect
of course,
youngsters. I think Zimbabwe had a very good side. The guys are very experienced, so they managed to win the series. That's fine. Uh, but South Africa is not even playing with its second strength, I would say. 13 players who were in the World Cup squad are not in this squad.
Especially the bowling unit.
Exactly. So, how do you see that Pakistan not performing the way they should have in T20 in particular?
Okay. Listen, I'm a person who believes in something which is called uh, a genuine analysis over a period of time. In finance, we learned that trends are not bullish and bearish over a day. They are bullish and bearish over a period of time. The tendency of our analyst is very different actually. In one game, one person scores, he becomes the hero overnight. Babar scores a century. Everybody, you were criticizing Babar. Babar has done that. Rizwan has done that.
Yeah, proved.
The Shaheen Afridi has taken 3 wickets. They forget what Shaheen Afridi has done in the last 30 matches.
True.
So I base my analysis, and I take pride in that. Uh, Not on match to match basis. I don't create heroes and villains out of a match, which is the tendency of every Pakistani analyst sitting on TV screens at the moment. I don't listen. Their analysis is limited to one match or two match or three matches.
Yes, exactly.
So the trend is set over a period of time. I was the one who cried from the rooftop for Fawad Alam's inclusion for a decade. I was made a joke of, my friends. Fawad Alam, what is Fawad Alam has done? Because they even forgot who Fawad Alam was. You inducted him, and he became the Test cricketer of the year. And then you dropped him. Once in 2 matches, he didn't perform. You dropped Imamul Haq, who has the best average in 1 days over a period of time for no reason. You dropped Fakhar Zaman because he has tweeted. You need to punish him. Fair enough. Fine him. Don't drop him. This is not how you treat a player of Fakhar Zaman caliber in white ball cricket.
T20.
Fakhar Zaman technique is
Flawless.
probably the not
Flaw,
flawed.
no,
It's
flawed.
so strange.
It
You
is
know,
flawed, yeah.
he played. You know, he looks like a crab on the pitch. So, but very strange. But he's a
Works
match
for
winner.
him.
He's a match winner.
Works for him.
Babar and Rizwan from the day one for 3 years. You can my deleted Facebook accounts and the one that is currently in progress. You can see I always said Babar and Rizwan would not be selected in ever in IPL or in any T20
Standard.
league ever. And I was made a joke of here by Babar and Rizwan. Babar is number one T20 batter. Rizwan is number T20 batter. I said if there's an IPL auction today and it is open, nobody would buy Babar and Rizwan because horses for courses. Exactly. They are meant for a certain. So you develop players over a period of time and you analyze players over a period of time. We don't do that. We don't give people enough chances, one, and or we give people too many chances.
Okay.
So there is no in between.
True.
We keep playing Asif and Khushdin and Iftikhar for their Shahid Afridi value. Nawaz is a better player actually. I think Nawaz is a better player, but somehow Nawaz is being wasted. Nawaz is a good enough player. Uh, Again, in Pakistani ranks, compared to the Pakistan talent that we have, Nawaz is a good enough player being wasted. Hyder Ali had a lot of talent. Hyder Ali is being wasted. I don't know because there's nobody to tell him. Nobody works on the mental strength of our players. That is one important factor. Exactly. So if you attribute everything to Qudrat ka Nizam, this is what's going to happen.
So, do you see a will? Because I am also very critical of what has been happening in Pakistan cricket, but I genuinely see a will once Akib took over. As you mentioned rightly, that you couldn't translate that in, I mean, playing Babar Azam and Rizwan in T20, they shouldn't be playing. But I think there might have been. That there is still not that much room for him to exercise his will or power to that extent to just drop him straight away, or there might not be enough bench strength. But do you see? Obviously, we are not talking about one cricket match. We started with the series that happened against England.
Yes.
Then we see the Australian tour, and then we come back to this particular tour of South Africa. If you've seen the squads for South Africa, Mohammad Abbas has returned in Test match cricket, and Shaheen has been, rested.
Yeah.
So this sounds horses for courses thing because Abbas has this ability to nip it, and in South Africa you get to have.
I don't know if he has it anymore, but I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that can be so. Do you think that there is something happening?
Uh, Not really. I'm not really that optimistic.
Okay.
Akib must have done something good to stick with Lahore Qalandars for so long. Lahore Qalandars were losing, and Lahore Qalandar was maybe a laughing stock.
True.
And they still persisted with Akib. And eventually, they won twice. So Akib must have done something good. Uh, but the current, what has happened in England series, the idea of those kind of pitches was basically of Aleem Dar's, not of Akib.
True.
Akib took credit.
Still,
Akib took credit, but it was Aleem Dar who
Aleem Dar
actually initiated that very idea. Aleem Dar being, on the field, being an umpire for so long, maybe he has the vision, maybe he has the capacity.
I think Akib deserves the credit for the selection. I mean, dropping Babar,
Yes,
Shaheen.
Aleem Dar was also part of the panel. Anyways, I'm not saying that it's
Yeah,
Aleem Dar.
fine.
Akib of course contributed.
Yes, yes.
And I'm not too. I don't have any intimate knowledge of Akib acumen on the cricket field. But as I said, persisting somebody for so long with Lahore Qalandar, it speaks volume of what he's capable of, or what the kind of trust that owners had in him. So it showed because Lahore Qalandar lost on a trot,
and lost
number
miserably.
six and miserably.
Miserably,
They
yes.
were the laughing stock. Everybody was beating them.
Yes.
Black and blue. So that's okay. I don't know, Akib. It is, as I said, it is not one person who's going to change the complexion of the game. First of all, you have to treat PCB as a corporate body.
Okay.
You have to let them act independently. Maybe have some oversight, but don't appoint people. Don't appoint your stooges to who you like or you don't like, who the prime minister likes or who somebody else likes. It is not the criteria for somebody who's going to call the shots. You need to have somebody running the show who have the corporate vision and who understands cricket as a corporate game. Once you do that, and you are willing to do that over a longer horizon of time, and it is not affected by the regime change every 3 years or every 4 years, then yes, a change could come about, but it would take maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years. I don't know, I'm not too sure. Your domestic cricket, whichever way it is being constructed, has not produced results. So empirical evidence is there that you need to restructure it one way or the other. What is that going structure going to be? That's a long, long discussion. How you bring in sponsors, how you bring, and the most importantly, how you bring spectators back to the stadium. That's another very, very, that's a big question.
Big challenge as well.
So it means that your test team is not able to capture the imagination of a common Pakistani. And till the time they do that, they are not going to perform on the global field as well.
Is it going to happen when you make someone captain just because he can speak English?
Well, since you're talking about Shan Masood, I think Shan Masood is an able captain. I you might not like him too much. Shan Masood has done wonders in the county cricket. Speak English, maybe. Speak English, I look at a person from the perspective of his mental strength, his mental toughness, and the way he perceives a game. I think Shan Masood
I
has those capabilities.
I absolutely agree with this part of it, but performance.
Performance again. As far as the red ball cricket is concerned, Shan Masood has shown glimpses that he could do well, but he has not translated those small scores into big scores. But who did it then again? Saud is one good option, and Saud has the mental strength. Uh, is Saud too green at the moment at the international level? Because Sham Saud has an international exposure to become a captain, but Saud, I could see a future captain in Saud as well. That's a possibility. But once again, the problem is that you have to look at the current lot. If you have to make a captain, I think we have to probably go to the formula that South Africa adopted when they appointed Graham Smith as captain. Out of the blue, they bring about a 20-year-old boy and make him the captain. Over Jack Callas, over Rishi Gibbs, over other people. He's going to be your captain, and everybody complied, and he became one of the finest, most successful captain, most successful batters as well in his time. So who we can bring about, who we can come, but my problem is the captain is somebody who Shan Masood even does not show that. Babar never did. Rizwan a little.
Glimpses, yeah.
The kind of on-field presence where you are able to maneuver according to the situation. You don't go to the field with a given formula created a night ago and stick to that no matter what. This is what Babar did.
But what's the refined balance here? What I've observed Rizwan in the recent matches, he's not only captaining, he's also bowling. Isn't that a problem? In the series against Australia, he was constantly telling Haris Rauf to bowl a bouncer, and Haris was suggesting him to have a mid on. I want to bowl a Yorker. And he said, no, tum upar karoge. So, I mean, what's the.
Once again, people are going to tell us that who are you and me to tell somebody who has actually captained a PSL side to victory how to captain a side. So I don't know. I'm not telling anybody how to captain a side, but I have seen people who have captained sides, and I have seen their traits. I have seen how Dhoni captained. I have seen how Misbah captained Pakistani team. I rate Misbah very high. You might not like him.
I agree.
Most people don't. I like him very, very
like
much.
him too.
I think he has created a semblance of consistency, a calm in a Pakistani side which is absolutely fractured.
I absolutely agree, and I rate Misbah, and I somehow associate Misbah with Graham Smith in a way
Yes.
that both of them were very limited in their techniques. Misbah was very limited in his. I mean, he would go down the spinners and hit them over mid on, or that's it.
But
he
Misbah could
was
score
such.
a 56 ball century if he wants to.
That's the
You
point.
know,
With limited technique, these people managed to.
who in Pakistan today can score a 56 ball 100 against Australian bowling?
I think Sain would do it.
No, Saim not in
No,
his
I mean
wildest dreams.
that was
No, that
Steve
was not
Smith
a.
was bowling, and yeah,
But-
you can have a
No,
debate
no, but
on that.
Misbah was a very
He was-
consistent batter.
I agree. With
Misbah
this.
was a
I
very
agree.
consistent batter. Yunus Khan has limitations.
Yeah, he
Have
had
we ever produced anybody who scored more than Yunus Khan? So
Because of that mental
in the
toughness you're
international
talking
arena,
about.
you need to understand what your limitations are and if you can play around those, and if you understand those, you could become a very
Sure.
successful batter. Not everybody is a Barry Richard, not everybody is a Sachin Tendulkar, not everybody is a
It's
Virat
Virat
Kohli. Lakshman had limited technique. For that matter, Rahul Dravid had not all the shots in the book. Rahul Dravid had a greatest defense in the world. But Rahul, who reminded me of Rahul Dravid in Pakistan? Mohammad Wasim.
Mohammad Wasim,
Yeah,
the one who
Mohammad
remained
Wasim
as
looked like the Rahul Dravid
yeah,
in Pakistan, but Mohammad Wasim failed
failed.
because he did not have the kind of temperament that Rahul Dravid did.
No, बिल्कुल true, true. I think
AB
somehow I
de
was
Villiers, AB de Villiers, 360-degree batsman, but he could bat for 2 days without scoring a run actually.
he did that.
So
In a test match.
this come from mental toughness and understanding the game and awareness of the game. That is not present. Our players, uh, unfortunately, go to the field with a formula that they have made in their mind or their coaches have made a night ago, and they stick to that no matter what.
So you being a captain of a side, and you have bowlers there bowling, uh, and you think that you understand the pitch, you understand the game
Yes.
better than them, as Rizwan probably believes, and he basically suggests on every delivery. Even he was suggesting to Sufyan when to bowl the
Yeah,
googly and when
yeah,
to bowl the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Chinaman.
You
Isn't
don't
it?
do that. You don't do
We
that.
don't know that. So
You
we
don't
agree
do
on
that.
this
You
that
don't
this
do
is
that.
not how
This is not. No, but
you become predictable.
you have seen a Sarfraz captain
Hmm.
and winning a Champions Trophy. Sarfraz is a vocal captain. You have seen Dhoni,
All
the
calm,
most
all
calm
calm.
presence on the field.
Hmm.
You have seen Ricky Ponting, and you have seen captains in Pakistan. You have seen in Zaman as well.
Yes.
You've seen Wasim Akram. Every captain has different traits. Some are vocal, some are involved, some are not involved. Some are aggressive, like Virat Kohli, too aggressive.
Too aggressive.
Some are too calm, like Dhoni. You have to find a problem. The only thing is, it is your personality that you cannot change. When you become a captain, you are maybe 25, 30 year old. Your personality is being formed. You cannot change that. With that personality, can you win the trust of your players? That's what matters. If they trust you, you can be a good captain. If they don't trust you, you can never be a good captain.
I agree, and I believe that, especially, I mean, when you are captaining a side where a bowler has taken more than 100 wickets and that bowler wants to bowl a certain length, you should be like trusting that bowler rather than trusting, because you haven't bowled it. You're looking at it from a batsman's perspective, that because a Pakistani batsman is struggling against the short pitch doesn't necessarily mean that the Aussies would also struggle against the short pitch delivery. So Rizwan has shown signs of proactiveness, field placements and all, but I think he is missing that balance. Do you
I
agree?
think I think Rizwan I think Rizwan is probably trying to prove a point unnecessarily.
Exactly. Overdoing?
Overdoing it. He's trying to prove a point that he is
Different
too
than
involved a captain, too different a captain, too many because we made a complaint about captains not being too innovative in the field. Rizwan wanted to be too innovative. Too innovative sometimes is a problem as well. So Rizwan is probably doing it for the gallery right now. That is my perception. Once again, people are going to call me names because of that. But
Or even if not for the
I
gallery, I think
yeah,
being thinking that he understands the game better than many others.
I don't. If you ask me, matlab, a plain opinion, I don't think Rizwan is the right choice for captain. Who does? I don't know. Matlab, I don't
Again,
know.
I mean, in
I
Test
don't
cricket
know.
we said Shan because
I
we
still
don't have an
I
option.
still stick with Sean.
Yeah, in one day cricket.
Yeah. No, 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 not in one day cricket. In Test
Oh.
cricket.
So
Um,
why not have uh, the left-hander? I just forgot the name of the guy who plays for Test, and you were recommending. So why is he not in Pakistan's ODI squad?
Why is Imam not in ODI squad? Why is Fakhar Zaman not in the T20
I
squad?
mean, we have reasons for Fakhr. At least we have some certain ideas about Imam as well. Why he's not there, but
Why for a long time Haris Sohail was ignored?
Haris has
Why
fitness
for
issues.
no,
I
fair
was
enough, fair enough. But the
he
time when he was ignored, it was not fair. Why was Fahad Alam not in the time for 10 years? For 10 years?
well, I have a completely different perspective on Fawad. By the way, I as we talked about Pakistan's domestic cricket and certain domestic cricketers like Saifzada Farhan,
Why is Usman Salahuddin never selected?
they were selected. Usman Salahuddin played a couple of Test matches, but
Is it enough?
no, it's not enough. Obviously, but there are certain cricketers like Saibzada Farhan. I honestly believe Saibzada Farhan has failed miserably, and he has shown that he's not going to learn. And you gave him 5, 6 matches. You can give him more. I think
Once again,
Fawad was
I
also
don't. Once
limited
again,
in his game.
once again, I don't know what kind of role Sabzada Farhan was given. What is being told when he went on the field? I don't know. I am not privy to that particular discussion.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know. Talent is talent pool is a problem in Pakistan. We don't have great talent.
That's true.
Everybody who comes on the screen and says Pakistan has great talent, they're idiots. Pakistan does not
That's
have
the
great talent.
yeah,
In Pakistan,
exactly
we have limited talent.
limited.
We have people like Safdar Farhan, and we have people like Farouk Shahzad, and we have people like Veer Hamza, which are reasonably good players, but not not international material. You've seen that this kid, 18-year-old Mufaka bowling at 150. You know, just
I mean, India.
every team in the world now has bowlers who are bowling consistently over 140. Pakistan does not.
Only Haris Rauf bowls at
Pakistan Haris Rauf
146
once in a
14.
while, Shaheen Afridi once in a while, Hasnan, even if he bowls
No,
at 150, doesn't matter because he's going to be. Shahnawaz Dhani was
he
a
has lost it.
great prospect. We have lost him somehow.
True.
We have 4 or 5 bowlers, but we have 5 bowlers at best. 4 or 5 bowlers. Zanullah is gone now. I don't know what happened to him. His back is gone. His leg is gone. I don't know. He is gone.
Even Naseem has lost that spike that he used to have.
Once again, the problem is when Naseem and Shaheen Afridi went to Australia, you know what Pakistani papers were writing that after Bakar
Oh,
Yunus
yeah.
and Wasim Akram, we had another duo who can,
Dismantle and
made
all.
havoc. They have not, they have not probably
Premature.
played a
He
test
was
match, and they were
premature.
trashed left, right, and center.
Ashita, do you think that Jasprit Bumrah is, I mean, the best bowler that has crawled the cricket field for the last 20 years?
Yes.
I mean, even we do not able to understand. We say Shaheen Afridi is great or
Oh, no,
mighty.
no,
If
no.
somebody says in premium, Agora says in premium, we believe.
Bumrah is in the class that Wasim Akram and Waqar Yunus were.
Wasim Akram himself admits that he's far better than me. He is,
Well, that's very generous of
generous of
him.
him. Yeah.
Generous of him. He's not. He's not. No, he's. There aren't many Wasim Akrams,
Yeah.
but Bumrah is phenomenal. The best bowler on the circuit at the moment. The best bowler probably in the last 20 years. Yes, there might be other contenders, but they were not as consistent as Bumrah was. And Bumrah, he's the only bowler I think in this century with an average of 19.
Exceptional.
How can you maintain an average of 19? An economy rate, I think, is probably less than 3.
He is exceptional in all three formats.
Yes, he is.
With the variation that he has.
I hope it doesn't break down.
Yeah.
Because it's a great bowler, and we like to see more and more of him.
So, as we talked about the lack of potential and talent in Pakistan, do you think Salman Ali Agha is also there just because we don't have enough resources?
Everybody is there because they don't have enough resources. This is the talent pool that we have. Now you bring in a Salman Ali Agha, you bring in a Haider Ali, you bring in a Nasif Ali, you bring PSL. You have you have a tournament going on. You are going to be a PSL is going to be your nursery for the white ball cricket. Name me 5 new players in the PSL last year.
Not many. I mean, Haris promised, but even he was not like there and there about. Nafe is one guy who has just scored last night. I was watching the match. He scored a very. He showed signs of promise.
Yeah. Under nine, Nafe did, but again flash in the pan performance. His one performance was followed by 3 failures.
True.
So
Consistency is not there.
Under 19, I don't know this Shazeb kid.
Yeah,
how will he perform over a period of time? So they are not come in India. In every city, there are established clubs. There are established academies. There are established coaches in almost every city and every ground. And once again, as I told you, everybody wants to be a Sachin Tendulkar. Everybody wants to be a Virat Kohli. It was good that we had Babar Azam. I want people to become another Babar Azam. Babar Azam is great. I mean, Babar Azam is a great batsman. If somebody denies that, he's an idiot. Babar Azam is not a good T20 batsman. That's about it. That's about it. And Babar Azam is selfish. That's another problem. He has to let go of his selfishness and play for the team, not for the record. He is one batsman that Pakistanis can be proud of. And every young kid who is coming through the ranks should now. We have somebody here who want to be a Babar Azam. So thank God.
Do you think that Babar, as for I believe that Babar, in terms of one day cricket, test cricket, or technique wise, I rate him the best.
Oh yes. In
an entire
if you made a World 11 in one day cricket, test cricket, Babar Azam had to be there.
That's great. So we agree on this. We are now going towards the end of our program. So Hashisab, who is your all-time favorite cricketer?
Globally.
Yeah,
Very difficult. I don't know. I love Michael Holding. Um, uh, as far as bowling is concerned, I've seen Malcolm Marshall bowl in front of my eyes. So these two bowlers stood up. Uh, Great bowlers.
So
I have
let's break it
in
down. The
my
greatest bowler, the greatest batsman, and the greatest all-rounder globally.
uh, Zahir Abbas, batsman.
The entire world.
The ones that I have seen, because Zahir Abbas I've seen very, you know, in the Test match, Zahir Abbas. In white ball cricket, A.B. de Villiers,
Okay.
not Viv Richards, A.B. de Villiers. In the bowling arena, it's very, very difficult. I don't know. I love Michael Holding and Malcolm Marshall, but I don't know. There are too many. I love Dale Steyn. Not in this class.
Okay.
Not in this class. Great bowler, but not in this class. I have my own choice.
Yeah.
Spin bowling, I think Shane Warne is far superior to Murli, but I still rate Saklan Mushtaq better than both Saklan, both Warne and Murli, because he has invented something that was unheard of in cricket.
Okay.
He created a new delivery.
Okay.
Who has done that?
Dusra.
Yeah, who has done that? Well, anybody has before that? After
I also
him?
rate him.
Yeah, so Saklan is great. There are too many players that you like. It is very people from different era cannot be compared. I cannot compare Sachin Tendulkar and Brian Lara to Virat Kohli because I think the kind of bowling that Lara and Tendulkar face, Virat Kohli has not faced that kind of bowling. That's not a problem. The great Viv Richard has not ever faced the mighty West Indian attack. So but that was a thrill seeing Viv Richard and even Richard Richardson batting without a helmet. Even the fastest bowler. I've seen Pakistani bowlers bowling to them, and they didn't wear a helmet. Richard even batted against Wasim Akram in his early days. There was no. How can you do that? Sunil Gavaskar never had a helmet on, and he faced Malcolm Marshall, and he faced Colin Croft, and he faced Joel Garner, and he made centuries after centuries against them. You know, Sachin Tendulkar could not do that. True. But Gavaskar did. So, I have not seen Sobers and I have not seen Bradman and I have not seen Jack Howell. I don't know what kind of batting was. The other day I was listening to Sunil Gavaskar. He said, to hit a six in our times was a feat because you had bats this thick. Now you have bats which are as thick as a tabletop. So, you just flick it and you hit a six. In our times, it took us a while because Javed Miandad in Australia Cup, when he hit a six, he was using the old bat in Sharjah, where Richard got out on the boundary and other big hitters. So that six cannot be compared to Asif Ali hitting a six today.
Uh, Before we sign off, I would like your opinion on certain cricketers uh, who do not fit into the decency that people associate with. Virat, Ben Stokes. How do you see these people?
As I say, your personality is shaped, your cognitive development is shaped in the early years. So Virat uh, wears his heart on his sleeves, and that is what makes him Virat. Okay, so I don't mind that. And there are, what IPL has changed is that the aggressiveness and the animosity and the on-field sledging has actually died down, which I loved. There was a time when Dennis Lilly was hitting Javed Miandad, you know, when there were body blows to Tony Gray. I've seen that. I've seen that when Webb Richard and Clive Lyde were telling English players that you will be gone out of the stadium on the stretchers the next day. When Ricky Ponting was sledging Pakistani players, I've seen that. That is part of the game. Even in a gentleman game, we have seen that. Now everybody is so cordial.
Yeah,
I don't like that actually. You don't see you don't see another Shoaib. You don't see another Shoaib Akhtar.
True.
You know,
I mean, it's true with the fast bowlers like Hasnan. I mean, so benign.
yeah.
Like that doesn't sound. I mean, Stark was referring to this Indian fast bowler in the last test. Harsha, I can bowl faster than you
Yeah.
when you gave him a bouncer.
Yeah, but they were very cordial to each other.
They were, yeah. You can be. I mean,
Yeah.
there's this refined
But
balance.
you can't be to Indians because you're going to an epic one. The leagues have done that because you keep playing with those players again and again. So you develop a friendship. It is not that you see them only after a year and you don't care about your friendship with them. And even if you do, the cricket was even in subcontinent, Harbhajan Singh and Shoaib Akhtar and we had
Gautam Gambhir.
and Gautam Gambhir. So there's no harm wearing your heart on your sleeves, expressing yourself, being aggressive. I don't mind.
Hashir Sahib, it was an absolute pleasure. And the last thing is that uh, when Pakistan's playing, and I basically, despite all the critical insight into it, I want Pakistan to win all the
Yes,
time.
of course. Every
Do you
we all
have the
do.
blood pressure issues while watching Pakistan, or you have like somehow, have
Yeah,
reins on your emotions?
over the years, my emotions have died down because the kind of performance we've been having. So every match I expect us to lose. So every win is a bonus.
Okay.
But yes, we were part of the generation that danced when '92 World Cup we won, when Pakistan beat India in India, when Iqbal Qasim bowled and Tasif had that go. We have seen Javed Miandas sixes, and we danced down the street. So we were passionate about cricket. That passion has not died down, but it become mellow over a period of time. And Pakistan team performance has gone down the drain. So I hope as it picks up, we'll be better as well. We were the people who used to watch Pakistan hockey team uh, playing other hockey teams late at night, satellite transmission only on PTV. We don't see hockey matches anymore.
Yeah, true. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today. We are calling it a day. I, Ismail Abasi, and the program All Rounder is signing off with a heartfelt thank to Hashir Saab. Thank you so much, sir, for sparing your precious time.
Thank you for
See you
having me.
next
Thank you.
Thursday. Goodbye.
जनाबे
Sir, बहुत मजा आया. Thank you.